Live from Studio B and KPRC2. Houston Life starts now.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Houston Life and welcome to Monday, February 25th. I'm Courtney Savala.
It's actually,
it's the 28th.
It's the 28th.
I just read the words.
On the screen. It's the last day of February. Officially, it's also the very first day of rodeo. Happy rodeo. We were just chatting about how Cody Johnson, who's headlining the show tonight, friend of Houston Life, he's appeared right here on the show a number of times, and it's been so great that he was selected to start off the rodeo.
I know. No better way to do it, and his voice is amazing.
It's going to be a fantastic show tonight. We will see you there. But in the meantime, coming up on today's Houston Life, we're going to take you inside the reimagined Barbara Jordan Post Office downtown. Post Houston has quickly become a hot spot to grab a tasty meal, have some dessert or a cocktail, Courtney, and enjoy the incredible downtown skyline.
Yes, yes, and yes. Plus, how Reliant is not only helping keep the lights on, but is helping give back to the community. Learn the many ways this local company is giving back.
Then the inspiring story behind the local Black-owned seafood business that's caught the attention of celebs like Bun B and Paul Wall.
And Joe is standing by with a look at what he has coming up today on the show. Hi, Joe.
Hey, guys, and happy Monday. Yeah, we're wrapping up Black History Month with a look inside the world-famous Black Cowboy Museum in Rosenberg to learn more about the origins of the Black Cowboy and why their story is not widely known. For now, we'll send things back to you.
All right, Joe, but before we get into all of that, let's get a look at your forecast.
That's right. Something's returned besides the start of a new week. The sun. Caroline's in for Frank. Definitely a chilly weekend we just had, but some changes ahead.
Absolutely. I think this is the first time in a while a lot of folks were looking forward to Monday. That's because we just have spectacular weather out there. We've got the sunshine back. Temperatures currently in the 60s. That's a live look from NRG where currently 67 degrees. An abundance of sunshine and sunset tonight, not until 6:20 p.m. So if you're heading out to the rodeo, going to the fair, really a perfect forecast. And hey, if you're out there, keep an eye out because Frank Billingsley is going to be there and he's going to be giving that full forecast coming up at 4, but I'm going to break down a little bit of that warm-up coming up here in just about 30 minutes, guys.
All right, Caroline, thanks so much. Great forecast ahead. We'll see you in just a bit. Well, tomorrow is Fat Tuesday and marks the end of Mardi Gras. It's also Punchki Day for all of my Polish friends out there. Over the weekend, KPRC2 joined in on all the festivities on Galveston Island. Look at that with our coverage of this year's, the 2022 Night of Momus Grand Night Parade. What a party. Our very own Joe Sam, with the top hat, of course, was on the parade route. And he also took us inside Tillman Fertitta's San Luis Salute Gala Friday night, where, you know, our friend Adam Levine and Maroon 5 took the stage. There he is. That event supports the University of Texas Medical Branch on Galveston. Head over to click2houston.com for a full recap of Mardi Gras Galveston.
Yeah, and if you've checked social media, a lot of people are also talking about the moment Adam took his shirt off during the evening. And
it's always iconic.
People lost their minds. So very good time had by all. Also, another big event this weekend, last night's Screen Actors Guild Awards. It was Hollywood's first major televised in-person awards show since the pandemic began, and it was complete with things we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Things like a red carpet and speeches from the winners. It was also an historic night for deaf actors, Korean stars, and some of Hollywood's biggest names. In case you missed the show, some of the highlights included the deaf family drama Coda. It came out on top, winning Best Ensemble. Netflix's Squid Game earned 3 awards. Will Smith took home Best Actor for his role in King Richard. And this is one of my top picks. Best Actress Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Yeah.
She was phenomenal in that role. Also, you may have seen Helen Mirren's fabulous ensemble. In her speech, she was honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award. And by the way, fun fact, Sag Awards are also considered one of the most reliable predictors for the upcoming Oscars, the Academy Awards.
So pay attention to who wins, right? Because that's typically who comes out with the Oscar.
Correct.
The coveted.
And industry-wise, I mean, I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild, and you have the opportunity to vote. So many people consider the SAG Awards very prestigious because you're being voted on by your peers.
A lot of great titles out of there today, over the weekend, too. Some great stuff,
Congrats.
too. Okay, bringing stuff back home a little bit. Houston's Be Someone Bridge, iconic, of course, in our backyard. Well, that message has now changed. If you haven't seen it yet, it says, "No war, no peace, K-N-O-W. The bridge, of course, is located over I-10 and 45, just north of downtown. Again, iconic. The new message is in response, of course, to the Russia-Ukraine invasion.
And I know a lot of people are standing in solidarity with Ukraine and just sort of horrified to see what's happening in the world right now. So it's nice that Houston is part of this conversation.
And we've seen protests and silent gatherings over the weekend, but something about that bridge, the Be Someone Bridge, when I drive by it, it just kind of brings me back, kind of centers me a little bit. And I think this message today does that for a lot of people, too. It makes you think.
Yeah, it certainly does.
All right, well, still to come, how long can you go without your smartphone? Yes, you heard me correctly. What a new survey is revealing about how dependent we all are on our devices. Guilty.
A minute, 2 minutes maybe without it? I don't know. Don't
Where's
go
my
away.
phone?
Houston Life will be right back. You're not. Welcome back to Houston Life at 3:08 p.m. Lauren Kelly is joining us now on the sofa to cover some other trending topics and headlines in the news. So last night, the wine auction at Rodeo. Today is the kickoff of Rodeo, but last night was the big wine auction where, if you're unfamiliar, bottles of wine are sold for a ton of money. A ton of money.
This is like championship wine. It's the championship of wine selling.
It is, and the bottle that sold for $250,000 was the...
You bought
Sorry.
Yes, Brandon bought it. It was the J. Lore. That's 50 Cent there on the screen.
Oh, wow.
He purchased a bottle for $125,000. I mean, it is wild how much these wines sell for. And I mean, the wine is not worth that much money. People buy it for that because they're donating the money to the scholarship program for young people. But here's the thing. The second place bottle sold for $200,000. This was a bottle of wine from the Nice Winery.
Okay.
And you know the guys, I know, big deal, right?
Yes,
We've
it's
had
a
them on the
huge
show
deal.
before. So anyway, Ryan Levy, who is, part owner of the winery, all night people thought I was Ryan Levy. So as I was walking through the auction, people were saying, congratulations, congratulations, thinking that I had, auctioned off this $200,000 bottle.
Were they handing you checks?
No, but I'm telling you, it didn't just happen once. It happened all night long. So I just said thank you over and over.
That's so flattering.
It is. That's a good person to be confused with.
It's flattering. 50 Cent, by the way, in case you saw it on Instagram, he posted this caption. So I finally won a bid at the wine auction. You're a nobody till you win a bid at the wine auction.
True.
Now I have a bottle of wine that costs more than a Rolls Royce.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So fun. I love that he was there.
I love that.
When I walk into those kinds of rooms, I'm always afraid to make a move.
Me too. I don't want to accidentally bid.
No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Makes me nervous.
Everything over?
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, though. Listen, and congratulations 2 times to the man that has not only won the lottery once, but twice.
No
This is a guy.
way.
There he is. He's from New York, and this is crazy. He's from Uniondale, New York. He recently won a $10 million lottery prize 3 years after winning another prize for the same amount.
Wow.
How does that even happen?
Y'all, this is so crazy. He first won, he was playing the $350 million cash spectacular scratch-off ticket. This time he won on a deluxe scratch-off ticket. He opted to collect his latest prize in a single lump payment of $6.5 million.
Wow.
You know what I'm doing today?
What?
Going to buy a bunch of scratch-offs.
Can I find that guy and have him buy me a bunch of scratch-offs?
It's crazy. The odds of winning, though, the top prize on a deluxe is 1 in 3,521,600, according to the New York Lottery.
What are the odds of winning that twice, though?
I
know.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous.
That's pretty incredible. Look,
Set alarm to buy scratch-off tickets.
did he already spend the first...
No,
million?
he has not.
That's a lot of money. Hey, speaking of cell phones, so we mentioned before the break this thing, cell phone anxiety. There was a recent survey conducted by OnePoll
I feel seen.
where 2,000 smartphone users revealed that 6 out of 10 people said they just could not cope with being separated from their phones for a day. Lauren Kelly?
Okay, so I use it, I like to have it fully charged because nieces and nephews, my mom or my dad, in case somebody needs me in an emergency. That's why I like to have it. Yes, of course, I check Facebook, I love to update Instagram, but like those are things that I keep it around for, not as emergency.
Yeah.
But what about you? I could go the day without it.
Listen, I will drive around with triple red flags, about to run out of gas before I will let my phone hit a red on the battery. Like, I literally will be coasting in to get gas, but if my phone's on red, y'all, it is just, it will never happen.
Priorities. Well, listen, you're not alone, because 1 out of 8 respondents in this survey, they said they experience extreme anxiety because of a dying battery, and that actually losing your smartphone, they describe as a total nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a nightmare.
I do this all the time. Where's my phone?
And your glasses while you're wearing them? Here's the thing. It causes me anxiety if we can't reach my mom. And then my mom will get home and say, oh, I was out running errands. I left my phone at home. And I say, Mom, you're freaking me out. Stop doing this, please. Take your phone.
I know.
Yeah, because you know she's got a full battery because she doesn't use it that much.
It's never on.
No, my mom is like, I haven't used my phone in days, so I just never plugged it in.
Oh, right.
Oh.
It's a problem.
Yeah, that's not good.
We got
All right, guys. That's giving me anxiety
we need to lay down. Is this a therapy session?
Come here, tell me, Courtney. Well, we want to hear from you guys. Fill in the blank here. I would give up blank to keep my smartphone.
Keep it clean,
Of course, you guys have already got some great comments coming in. Let's check in with Jody first. She writes, popcorn, and you have no idea
Jody,
what
I'm
a
with you.
sacrifice that is.
Love me some popcorn.
All right, Michelle writes in, nothing. I grew up without one. I can do it again.
Wow.
Okay,
There you go.
very,
Great
very true
perspective.
statement.
Positive.
Okay, all right, let's go to Mark. Mark writes in beef.
Just one word.
Just beef.
Beef.
And then finally from Kevin, nothing. As convenient as they are, I would actually give up my phone if we could go back before internet and computers took over our lives.
Oh,
I feel
wow.
like sometimes when we talk about that, it's like back in my day when we went outside and played in the water hose.
Yes.
I didn't have a cell phone, so I threw mud at my sister.
I really will not. I do not want to go back to the days where we're printing out MapQuest.
Oh,
you know what I
gosh,
mean?
no.
This is so much easier.
Well, what about the days when you didn't get angry messages if you didn't respond to an email late at night? You know what I mean?
Right.
The days before email, you truly could leave work at work.
No, you're exactly right. You are exactly right. I will take that. You guys head over to our Houston Life Facebook page. Join the conversation. I know you've got some great answers. We will share more of your comments a little bit later on.
All right, coming up. Last week, I competed in Reliant's Rodeo Roundup, raising money for charity. And after the break, we'll learn more about how Reliant is giving back to the community through the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and how we can all participate.
And later, keep your home up to date, starting with your floor. How making a simple flooring swap can revamp the look of your space. That and much more when Houston Life returns.
Welcome back to Houston Life. You may recall last week I competed in Reliant's Rodeo Roundup cooking competition and won the grand prize, $5,000 for the Pro Unitas Adopt a School program. This annual Roundup competition is just one of the many ways Reliant is giving back to the community. And here with more is Reliant's Director of Community Relations, Leanne Schneider. It's great to see you.
Good to see you again.
And the Roundup was so much fun. I mean, this is an annual event where media personalities compete for charity. And to date, you've given away a staggering amount of money, Leanne.
Yes, so we gave away $13,000 just Thursday night with the partners that we had, and so $175,000 in total since we started this 15 years ago. That's just through this one really fun, engaging way to get kicked off with the rodeo.
It is so much fun. We had a blast doing it, and Reliant has been such a great community partner, Leanne, for so long. Not just here in Houston. I mean, statewide, you have so many programs literally giving away millions of dollars every single year.
We do. Our community program, Reliant Gives, really is focused on giving back to the communities where our employees and our customers live and work, and that is the state of Texas, and especially here in our hometown of Houston. Houston is really special to us, and it's our hometown, and we do so many things here, and we're just super excited for rodeo to be back for their 90-year anniversary.
Yeah, well, congrats on that 90-year mark for the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Speaking of rodeo, one of the most popular places to take photos at rodeo is the giant Reliant Cowboy boot that's just outside where the wine garden is and sort of NRG Center and the stadium all meet. There it is right there. But this year there are also some new things at Rodeo, Leanne.
There are. So one of my favorite things, it's called the Rock and Rodeo. And so if you go inside NRG Center, Hall C, it's going to have, and you can see Hugo there at the Star Stage. So it's a mini replica Star Stage where you two can act like you're on the rodeo Star Stage and get this really cool experience that you can share out. Everyone wants to share everything. And then on the other side of it's going to be the bucking bull that you can go get a photo on the bucking bull. And it's a life-size bull and it's really fun. And I hope everyone can get a chance to go out and experience that.
It looks great. I saw a little preview last night. I can't wait to check it out for myself.
It's fun.
Okay, we were chatting earlier on Houston Life about the anxiety people feel when their electronic devices are dying. If you head out to Rodeo and you have a device that's dying, Reliant's going to hook you up with a free charge.
We do. It was so funny as I was listening to that. I said, we've got a solution for that at Rodeo. So we have these NRG Reliant charging stations. And so what it is, it's a little kiosk where you can go in. First day is free for everybody, and it's always free for Reliant customers, but you can go in and get a battery pack to take with you. So no standing at the wall.
You don't have to stand there.
None of that. And it's even got the adapter built in. You literally go, put in your information, you rent it. Again, it's free for the first day, free all the time for Reliant customers. You charge up, and then you just go return it. We have almost 24 around the ground, so you can return it, a different location from where you pick it up. No need to experience the anxiety.
Yeah, and a great idea. And like you said, it's not like a bunch of people crowded around a plug trying to charge their phone. You get that battery pack and you're good to go. Let's also chat about new customers who sign up. You have a rodeo special right now.
That's right. So we have the Reliant Rodeo plan. And so a lot of us, it's been 2 years since we were at the rodeo. And so if you need new boots, new gear, hat, whatever it is, when you sign up for the Reliant Rodeo plan, in addition to a great rate for your electricity, you get a $100 Cavender's gift card that you can then go buy some new clothes or, whether it's for you or for a friend or a family member.
It's a great idea. Perfect timing. You get a little bolo tie, maybe a new hat.
That's right.
Let's talk about our Habitat for Humanity build, because Reliant has been a partner of KPRC's. This is one of our favorite annual events, and we're partners this year for the second year in a row.
This is our second year to partner with you guys, and we are so excited to be a part of the KPRC Habitat Home. Our employees were back. We're back in January. They were out for our build day, and I'm telling you, our team, they are like, when is the build day? We are ready to get out there. And so, we just have so much fun. Habitat's been a partner of ours for a number of years. And so bringing together the partnership with KPRC and Habitat and us was it was natural for us. And just this morning, I was at the Robbins Landing groundbreaking ceremony, which is Habitat's latest project. And so there are just so many things that Habitat does in the city for our communities and helping people to have affordable housing and have a place to call home. And I loved the story of Mr. Cody Johnson, who is the single dad homeowner for this year with his 3 children. It's going to make such a huge difference in their lives.
It will. It will. We are very happy for him and happy to have worked alongside Reliant. Leanne Schneider, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for stopping by. And thanks for all your work in the community as well. In the meantime, for more information on how you can help Reliant give back, just head to Reliant.com. All right, now let's check in with Courtney, who has a quick way to upgrade our homes. Hi, Courtney.
Hey, Derek. Okay, if tackling a home transformation has been on the top of mind, a company called 50 Floor promises to help you find the latest and greatest in flooring trends this year and also fit your budget. Maria Sotalongo with 50 Floor. It's great to see you.
Likewise.
Okay, I'm very excited. I love when you come here with a survey. That is what we have today, and you're walking us through basically the top 5 floorings.
You got it, because things change.
Yeah,
and so,
styles change.
Right. Throughout the year, some things kind of go up and down, but I think you wouldn't be surprised to know that the #1 flooring for most people is hardwoods. I mean, that is a classic. You can't go wrong. If you have the budget, you want to go hardwoods. So that is definitely something that has kind of stayed up there in the list, but also maybe surprising to some folks, laminate, because laminate has come such a long way that I do think that you have a lot more options in what the laminate actually looks like nowadays. So that is actually top 2. Top 3 is carpet. And I think that also is surprising to some folks because they go, wait, carpet's outdated. But haven't you been blown away by the types of different carpets that are out there and the different colors and also the technology on the way that the backing is now just made differently? So that's the 3rd out of the 5. And then how about number 4 is luxury vinyl. I know you've probably seen so much of the vinyl out there that now doesn't even look like it, right?
It doesn't. I mean, it's just, I have a hard time telling all 3 of them, right? When we're talking about traditional hardwood or whether it's laminate, the vinyl, the choices nowadays, there's so many.
There really are just a wide variety, no matter what your style is. And then the last out of the 5 is the tile. That's also pretty classic. I think it's always going to be a good choice.
Absolutely. And you have all of those choices at 50 Floor. Let's talk about the financing, because I think a lot of people are like, I'm ready. I want something new. I want to update. But man, it's going to cost a lot of money.
I know. Well, we can walk you through that process from beginning to end. And if you have a budget, you know you're working with, we will work with that. But we also offer 0% financing for the first 12 months. Of course, you've got to apply and make sure that you are going to be eligible for that. And then, of course, you've got to pay off the balance within the terms of the agreement. But we offer you that and so much more. So make sure you ask our experts.
And so much more, too. Let's talk about what really sets 50 Floor apart from other companies out there.
You know, we come to you, and that is huge. I know so many people are like, well, wait, I'd rather go on my own. No, you wouldn't, right? Because you can only pick 1 or 2 or 3. But we bring you hundreds of samples, not just carpet, not just tile, but all of it. Our experts are going to come to you and bring all of that showroom to your room.
Making the choice very easy and convenient.
Really, that's what we're all about. So you don't have to go to the big box store. We'll come to you.
And I think it's important, too. We've said this before, but seeing these samples, seeing the carpet in your own home's natural light is really a game changer.
Courtney, that is a huge game changer because, you know, floors are so important. They can really change the look of a room so much more than our sofas and our walls. But to see it all within that whole kind of, you know, context of your home makes a big difference.
Absolutely. You know what else makes a big difference is your installation. Because usually people are like, oh, yeah, I want new flooring. I don't want to be out of my house for a while.
I know. They think it's going to take a long time, but it usually takes 1 day. And that is really also a remarkable thing about what we offer. We come to you, move away all the heavy furniture. We take out the old floor, inspect the subfloor, and then, of course, we put down that new beautiful floor, whatever it is that you've chosen. And usually we can do that in 1 day.
50 Floor has a special offer for Houston Life viewers. Call within the next hour and save 60% off all materials. You can also use the promo code Houston Life to get an extra $100 off your order. Call 877-50-FLOOR. That's 877-503-5667 or simply visit 50floor.com. Now we're going to send things over to Joe Sam with a look at a hidden gem in Rosenberg. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Courtney. Yeah, coming up, we're learning more about the only black cowboy museum in the world and its rich, significant history. And we'll get a check of what's coming up for the news at 4, of course, including when we can expect another warm-up in the forecast. Houston Life is back in 2 minutes.
Welcome back to Houston Live. Courtney and Derek back with you on this Monday, just about 3:30.
Time now to get more responses to our question of the day. Earlier, we asked you to fill in the blank. I would give up blank in order to keep my smartphone. Carrie writes in, I would give up Hallmark movies. Ooh, that is a big sacrifice for my phone. Those movies are pretty good.
They are good. Jill writes in, I miss the days of the phone being attached to the wall. Had to be home for a phone call and wasn't attached to the world at the hip. Could actually enjoy life. How about curling yourself in that phone cord?
Yeah, well, remember the extra long ones were so fancy?
Oh,
like quite an upgrade.
Yes.
Lisa writes in, my mother-in-law. But I'm guessing she really loves her mother-in-law. It would be a sacrifice to let her go.
Oh, these are all really good comments. I tell you, I was scrolling through these before the show. There are some really
good
funny ones. Absolutely. All right, let's get a check of what's coming up at the top of the hour. Andy, Christine, and Caroline are in for a look at what's coming up at 4. Guys, okay, fill in the blank.
I'm just looking for an excuse to just give up myself. I really wouldn't miss it.
Take it.
I mean, it's like a necessary evil, and like I love it. It's like a love-hate relationship, right?
But the minute I get the chance to just turn it off, out of sight, out of mind, I do it.
But if I lose it, I get a lot of anxiety.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm pinging it all over the house. Where are you? Where are you?
Yeah.
Seriously. trying to think of what I would give up.
I would give up, really, I think I'd like to keep my phone personally. Right when I don't have it, it's right when I want to take a photo.
Is your microphone on? I think we have a little microphone issue.
I think we may have fixed it.
Okay.
Because we have to talk about this weather, the first day of rodeo. First off, you guys have a great weekend? Everyone have a great weekend? I mean, I'm glad to see the sunshine back out, Caroline.
I think everyone's really excited to have that sunshine back after we had so many days of gray. In fact, take a look. This is a live look outside at NRG Stadium. The sun is shining and temperatures really feeling spectacular. Currently 67 degrees at NRG. Sunset tonight is at 6:20 p.m. so we still have plenty of sunshine to get out there. Across the board, we're going to be in the mid 60s to the upper 60s. Really just a picture perfect afternoon. So if you are heading out to the fair, well, that forecast is incredibly fair. We've got light winds out there, temperatures cooling down quick once we do hit sunset. You can see dropping into the 50s by 7 p.m. The only thing you might want to think about before heading out to the fair is actually going to be that allergy count, whether it's from the hay, the animals, or the tree pollen. Our cedar count still on the high side, grass and mold spores on the low side. So you might want to consider taking that allergy medicine and also grabbing that jacket. If you're planning on going to Cody Johnson and staying out late, well, temperatures are going to be in the 40s when you're leaving the concert, 48 at 10 p.m. And by the time we get into the early morning hours tomorrow, we're going to be in the lower 40s. So coming up at 4 o'clock, Chief Meteorologist Frank Billingsley, he's actually going to be live at the rodeo. He's going to break down just how cold we get tonight and, of course, talk about that rodeo forecast. Guys.
All right, Caroline. I mean, it is a great day to be down at NRG. Our colleagues, Keith Garvin and Daniela Guzman, are at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo at NRG.
Oh, and they've been waiting for this day, right? And they're going to be joining us with a preview of what we'll see coming up on our newscast at 4 o'clock.
Hey, Andy, Christine, yes, Keith and Daniela out here on the first day of the 2022 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
We are at the Mutton Bustin' Tent. It has been 2 years, and there are 19 kiddos, and they are ready to roll. They are all strapped into their vest. They have their helmet on. They have to be less than 55 pounds, and basically they just sit on top of the sheep. They hug it as hard as they can, and they take off. We've already seen 3 kids try it, and they have done such a great job, Keith. They're so brave.
Yes, they are ready to roll. We are ready to rodeo 2022, first time in 2 years. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we're going to have all sorts of fantastic news. We're going to show more button busting, but we're going to talk about the food and even the new rides. Houston, the rodeo's back, baby.
Back to you guys. We'll see you soon.
All right, guys, we'll see you at 4 o'clock. Also coming up at 4 o'clock, the Russian invasion of Ukraine has been making headlines since last week. The situation is serious. So the question is, how do you talk to your kids about what's going on? We will be sharing some advice on how to delicately broach the heavy subject with the kids.
And tomorrow is primary election day. We'll take a look at what's being done to make sure people who want to go out and vote at least have transportation to make it to the polls.
Yeah, so lots to cover today on this first day of rodeo, you guys.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you at 4 o'clock. Well, for decades, many historical images of cowboys have included only white faces, but a museum in Rosenberg is helping to paint a more accurate picture of the black cowboys who are a critical part of Texas history.
Joe Sam visited the Black Cowboy Museum to find out why the canvas of cowboy history is so incomplete. Hi, Joe.
Hey guys, yeah, this is a big one that they're tackling right now. It's the only museum of its kind in the country, and its owner is keeping it alive with memorabilia and artifacts passed down through generations in hopes of sharing the history of the black cowboy and how they came to be. This has been amazing for people to come and find out all of the different things that encompasses a black cowboy. Tell us about the museum.
Well, I started the museum in 2017, 4 years, and it just caught on. I lost my voice 40 years ago. I used to be a country and western singer. George Strait's manager was my manager, but I lost my voice. But I'm a Christian first and a cowboy second. I know God. When he closes one big door, he opens up a big one. So he's opened this museum wide open for me.
And ever since Larry made the switch from music to the museum, folks worldwide have been coming to learn more about the history of the black cowboy.
Well, the black cowboy was the first cowboy because they were slaves. They were black men that worked on the range. ranch. They had a house boy, a yard boy. When somebody worked the cows, he was called a cowboy. That's where the word cowboy came from, right here in Fort Bend County. This is where the cowboy came from.
And then from there has been many cowboys, but that term has been translated into something more positive. And not only are you a black cowboy, but it runs within your bloodline, within your family.
Yeah, I can trace it all the way back to the 1500s. We have a deep history, rich in history on my mother's side and on my father's side.
And through those deep roots, Larry was able to grow something to commemorate all black cowboys.
I just didn't want what the black cowboy did to go in there. Because if I hadn't opened up this museum, nobody would know there was even black cowboys. It's just a blessing. It's a total blessing to me to tell people about God and to tell them about the cowboys.
Well, now that we have this information, I know you're going to show me exactly how to ring up a cow, ring up a bull.
Oh yeah,
we're going to do it, right? You're going to be turned
that little roping cam dummy right there. We're going to teach you how to rope that little dummy.
So we're ready to be turned into a cowboy.
That's right.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
What I'm going to teach you is a swing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. You're a cowboy.
So much fun we had there at the Black Cowboy Museum. Now, Larry plans on releasing a book soon illustrated by his daughter that's dedicated to the Black Cowboy and other famous black inventors to start educating kids and young at age about history and in a fun and creative way. Now, for more information, we'll have a link on our website, HoustonLife.tv. So much fun we had there, and Larry was incredible.
What a great tour guide. I love all the artifacts, but got to tell you, the end result there.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Good job. Well, and I think it's great what Larry is doing because so many of us didn't learn about the Black Cowboy growing up in schools. And it is a huge part, not just of Texas history, but the history of the American West.
Absolutely. It was shocking to me to be there and learn about this myself because I didn't know anything about the Black Cowboy. And I think now I want to be one.
There you go. Great stuff. Great story,
With those
Joe.
lassoing skills, I think you are one, Joe.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
After the break, it is the site of Houston's former Grand Central Station, also the Barbara Jordan Post Office. We'll take you inside Post Houston in the heart of downtown.
Stay right there. More Houston Life is coming back.
Welcome back. Houston is the 4th largest city in America, and while the population is booming in suburban neighborhoods, it's also booming in the heart of the metro area downtown. As more and more people move in, we'll need access to more food and places to hang out, and that is where Post Houston comes in.
I can hear the city calling.
It's a popular new hangout in Houston, and it has some of the best views of the downtown skyline. Post Houston is in the heart of downtown, on a site filled with history that helped shape our city. In the early 1900s, it was home to Houston's Grand Central Station, which had replaced a previous, smaller train depot. Then, Grand Central was demolished in the 1950s to make way for a brand new, state-of-the-art mail sorting facility, which opened to the public in 1961, and later, in 1984, was renamed the Barbara Jordan Post Office. Named after the first African-American woman to be elected to the Texas State Senate and the first African-American woman from the South to serve in Congress, Barbara Jordan was passionate about civil rights and public service. The post office in her name was decommissioned and sold to a developer, Lovett Commercial, in 2015. Project manager Kirby Liu knew from the beginning this building was special.
When we started this project in 2016, 2017, we had always thought of it as something that was going to bring something completely new to the city and experimental. And I guess you can tell from the way the building is configured right now, we're still figuring it out. We're still learning. What we imagined Post to be eventually is a place to meet people, to go see exhibits, eat, work, and have fun.
A lot of developers would have come in, knocked the building down, and started from scratch. There's a lot of history on this property.
Absolutely. Basically, nobody thought of preserving the original structure. People just couldn't really figure out how to use it. They don't build structures like this anymore because this building was built at the height of the Cold War, so it's built like a tank. I mean, that's why we're able to have this giant rooftop park on it with trees and everything like that. It's just because it's such a robust structure, and we just don't build buildings like that anymore for economic reasons.
Post Houston is more than 500,000 square feet of space where visitors can find delicious food, a cold drink and dessert, shop, and step outside to get plenty of fresh air. And the idea has already caught on. Opening weekend at the Post attracted more than 30,000 visitors. And that already green roof is about to get even greener.
This is the Sky Farm at Post Houston. This is a 1-acre organic farm.
Aaron Flores and his team at Blackwood Farms are working on planting seeds, literally and figuratively, for the future of Houston.
So right now what these volunteers are doing is they are laying down our irrigation. We can't put anything into the ground until we know how we're going to water it.
The food grown here will be used at some of the restaurants inside the Post.
We're going to grow a lot of food here, and we're going to grow it using regenerative practices, basically restoring as much health and vibrance to the soil as we can.
Aaron says as more and more people move into cities, gardens like these are becoming more critical.
We have a lot of people to feed in Houston. We have a lot of people to feed in the world. So we have to start thinking about how we can get more food into our urban spaces. 10 years from now, I want to see like half of these buildings downtown with rooftop gardens on them.
Whether it's for a meal, a live concert, or to help plant a garden, Post Houston is already fulfilling its mission to bring our diverse communities together.
The city is getting more and more dense, especially in the inner city, and so there needs to be more and more public space to spread out, to socialize.
I think Post is like our modern town square. It is going to be Houston's town square for the 21st century, for the 22nd century. It is a gathering space for all of Houston, and it's this great equalizing space. Whenever we come in here, then it doesn't matter whether we come from the suburbs or from the city, we can share an experience together, and I think the Post really gives us that opportunity.
I think I have lost track how many times, Courtney, I've actually been down to Post Houston. I'm a huge fan. And what's great about it is it's a space that is constantly evolving. So pop-up art galleries, music, special events, local products you can buy from local vendors. And I cannot wait for y'all to go down and experience it for yourself.
It is such a great story, and I love the fact that you talked about not tearing down that building. You know, preserving that space is lovely. By the way, you know that iconic stairwell in there?
Yeah.
You're going to see that in an episode of Top Chef, so pay attention.
That's right, but our lips are sealed. We can't say too much. I will have a link to this story later today on my KPRC Facebook page and on our website, HoustonLife.tv.
Great story, by the way, and I love that rooftop garden, getting all the details on that.
Isn't it beautiful?
Lovely. Coming up, how a husband and wife team got themselves out of the mud to start a booming business. We're going to learn their inspiring story up next.
Don't go anywhere. Houston Life will be right back. Welcome back on this Monday. Here's some Monday motivation for you. After evacuating their home in Louisiana because of catastrophic flooding, Jamie and Stanley Alford had to find a way to start over.
And they did just that, relocating to Houston with their family and managing to get out of the mud and triumph together.
Seafood is a big part of most people's childhood growing up in Louisiana. My childhood was heavily, crawfish boils, during the summertime and all of that. So, and that's when I think my culinary journey started, calling my mom, calling my grandmother. How do you cook this? How do you cook that? And it started then. Me and my wife were living in Monroe, Louisiana in 2016. A historic flood happened to us. My daughter was about 2 weeks old. All of a sudden, I think the National Guard knocked on our door and said, hey, you all have to be out of here this evening. And, you know, our whole life as we knew it, it changed completely, all in a matter of a few days.
Honestly, it was devastating to uproot from everything that you know, as far as careers, family, friends. It was an eye-opener. Like I said, at the least, just devastated, sad, depressed, but we got through it.
I spoke to my wife, which was my girlfriend at the time, and I told her, hey, I'm moving to Houston, and I want my family to come with me. And it was a struggle, you know, but once you lose everything, you know, sometimes you just have to adjust. So that's exactly what we did. And there's, in a nutshell, that's how we made it here to Houston, Texas. I've always had a love for cooking, always had a love for cooking. But we came out, we had a trailer. My wife bought me one big pot. She bought me one big pot. And the trailer, the pot, it just said, hey, how about you give Houston real Louisiana crawfish? And that's when I started. But it was only a hobby, you know. We would go drag the trailer around Houston and try to boil for anybody that would give us an opportunity. That's pretty much how we started off.
Once they float to the top, they're done. And then we started our process of letting the crawfish soak up flavor.
Late 2019, we came up with the ideal of a boil in a box. The boil in a box gave us the opportunity to serve more than one location at one time. We didn't know that we were about to have a worldwide pandemic that was pretty much going to make our theory a high-demand product. We did contactless delivery, put your food in a box, delivered it to your doorstep, and business took off. I mean, it actually soared. So we think it was just literally God's plan to give us that ideal in such perfect time.
You ready to do this? Let's go.
The volume has definitely increased. We went from doing maybe 2 to 3 orders a month. And now we are Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like 10 to 15 on a Friday, 15 to 30 on a Saturday, and Sundays are just maybe 20 orders.
We're very lucky. We've had the privilege of serving some of Houston's own legends, Bun B, Little Kiki, Paul Wall. We've been blessed to, you know, be able to serve these legends from the city of Houston. I think that if you buckle down and really make your goals a priority, I think things will really start to shape up, and God and the universe, they will reward you. And we literally had to start over, and that's pretty much us getting it out the mud. And it's not only the name of our company, but it's really a lifestyle.
It's really the mantra. What an incredible story. You know, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
Talk about a silver lining to that story, right? Well, listen, something tells me we have a...
Oh, is someone at the door? Come on in.
I thought I could smell something. Stanley Albert, welcome.
Stanley! Boy, just in the nick of time. Goodness gracious, this is amazing.
Thank you.
What an incredible story that you and your wife had told. I mean, I know that devastation of the flood in your home and to where you are today. I mean, what an incredible mantra you're living.
Absolutely, absolutely. First of all, thank you all for having us. A dream come true to even be here today. So.
Well, listen, we're lucky to have you and Jamie here in Texas. I'm sorry about what happened in Louisiana. What have you brought us here to check out?
It's a very small box of
I know.
So
Tiny.
This is actually called the boil in a box. As you can see, it really is a boil in a box. You have crawfish, you have big king crabs, comes with sausage, corn, and potatoes. Those are Gulf shrimp. So this is what we call the boil in a box. We bring it straight to your doorstep. We take it to a lot of local businesses, and this is it, the boil in the box.
And you do the work, we just peel and eat, right?
We do all of the dirty work, literally. Literally.
Wow, that is some delicious crawfish. And Stanley, I am proud that this is the very first crawfish I've had all season.
We'll get in there. And also, too, I know last year's crawfish was real good. It looks like the size of them this year are good, too.
Yeah, the size is coming along greatly. So we look forward to a great crawfish season for sure.
Well, congratulations. Thanks so much for sharing your story. We're going to get in this box out of the mud.
Thanks for lunch, too.
I know.
And give Jamie our best.
Will do.
Please do.
Thank you, Stanley.
Thank you
And for
all.
more information or to connect with Stanley and the rest of his team, you can visit our website, HoustonLife.tv. You gonna dig in?
I think so. Joe Sam, don't worry, we'll save some for you.
After the break, a look at what's coming up on tomorrow's show, including a talented duo making their debut at Rodeo Houston.
Yeah, and as we head to break, let's check in with Entertainment Tonight's Nichelle Turner with more on last night's SAG Awards. Hey, Nichelle.
Derek and Courtney tune into ET tonight for our SAG Awards coverage, including my backstage moment with Will Smith in tears after his big win. All the star couples, the reunions, the fashion, and even some Marvel news, courtesy of Andrew Garfield.
Tomorrow in Houston Life, learn how a local fitness guru was able to turn a dark situation into an opportunity to inspire others.
And Australian duo For King and Country are chatting with us about their upcoming Rodeo Houston debut, which is happening this Thursday, March 3rd. Listen, they may be Australian, but Courtney, they've lived in Nashville since 1992, 30 years.
30 years.
And the guys, I know, are very excited about visiting rodeo.
I know. That's a great get for us, for sure.
All right.
Well, that's going to do it for us on this Monday.
We've got some more crawfish to eat, so we're going to send it on over to Andy and Christine in Studio A. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Out the mud.
Out the mud.
You guys always have the best food and drink over there. I know we're missing out on the party.
But
Save
we got
some for
another
us.
party, the rodeo.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be like 21 days of partying. Yeah, great to see you guys.
You too.